Riker's Iron presents.
Welcome back aboard Riker's Iron for Riker's Iron's Minicrate Adventures Volume 3, featuring the Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. So this month's Minicrate features the Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. It's an alternate sculpt model for the Feral Geist model. You can find different versions of that model already, not necessarily pose-wise, but you can find them in metal and you can find them in plastic in various Iron Kingdoms board game kits. I'm excited for this model because it's what I've been looking for in a miniature, at least concept art-wise. We haven't unboxed it yet, so I'm not really sure what to say. I'm looking forward to a bigger sculpt, a more detailed sculpt, a very fun mini, and something that's a little bit more out there than the previous Minicrate that we unboxed last month, the Plaid Piper Vord. This miniature, concept art-wise, looks like it's going to hit those marks that we look for. So something that's fun, something that will be great for us to paint and display at the same time, and also useful on the tabletop. I'm really looking forward to this model, so let's jump in and we'll do our unboxing review in our standard format, packaging, contents, and miniature quality, with the final comments at the end. And as a little treat, moving forward, at the end of this video, we'll be ranking the mini crates, so the top 3 mini crates thus far. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick off our review with the packaging. For those of you who are unfamiliar with our review format, we like to look at the packaging, see if there's any changes, any bonuses, or any sort of other differences between the packaging from previous month to the current month, and also, is it solid, is it good, can you use it for other things? So let's take a look. So this month's mini crate shipped in the standard mini crate box. Nothing has appeared to change on the box compared to the previous versions. However, this one got a huge, if you were curious about whether this could live up to damage and mistreatment while on its way, this one definitely held up. It looks like it was jammed in between some sort of metal frames, and it was squished and damaged for that. So the packaging holds up. It's still pretty solid, as you can see. This one might end up being storage for some bits and other things like that, but overall, still really pleased with the packaging. Really solid, nice, savable and usable storage for other things. So let's jump in and look at the contents of the mini crate. Within the mini crate, we're not expecting anything crazy or out of the ordinary. The basic, what I'm expecting within, is the collector's card for the Feral Geist, featuring the concept art and all that. I'm also expecting the Feral Geist itself. I'm hoping, it feels like it's going to be resin. It's very light, it doesn't have a heavy weight to it. I know there's going to be metal pieces, because Privateer Press likes to make those metal pieces. And whatever else is in there is bonus, so if there is anything else. I don't think there will be, but who knows. We had some nice surprises in our first mini crate. I'm still hoping to get some VIP support beyond just the free miniature in these crates, so I really hope that Privateer Press steps up and starts supporting their VIP members a little more than just one free miniature in their subscription. So let's jump in. I'm going to just not show the bottom of the box because it has my address, so cut that off there. Ooh, it's really, really tough. So there's the contents of the said box. Whoop. It looks like, ooh, this is actually really nice. They gave a VIP. This is actually really nice, so I am quite pleased. $25 off any Colossal, Gargantuan, or Battle Engine model on the Privateer Press store. So that's really cool. Must be used by January 31st, 2018. I wonder if my other coupon from the previous mini crates have been expired or not. So, blister pack featuring Feral Geist and the collector's card. So, nice content surprise content with that coupon. But there's the collector's card. The Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. Very cool. I love these things. I love seeing the concept art and how they have a kind of a sketch out on what it would look like, and then the final piece. I particularly love the backgrounds of these. What goes around comes around, and it comes for everyone in time. That's pretty cool. Based on the Feral Geist from Hordes. Very cool. I'm loving these cards, by the way. This is one of my favorite things about the Minicrate. Contents themselves. It seems the Feral Geist is actually one piece for the gravestone and the body, which is nice. We have 2 arms and the face, the bony face. So it looks like all the contents for the miniature are present, plus that little bonus for the coupon here. Which means next month I might actually order something from the store there. It's a very nice surprise, very, very, very good. I'm glad all the content's here and a little bit extra. So let's jump in and look at the miniature quality. What we'll be looking at is the actual sculpt and any problems with the sculpt. We'll be looking at each piece by piece for bad mold lines, problems with raised and lowered areas, gaps, just major sculpting issues and potential problems for you guys at home who want to build and assemble this. So let's dive in and take a look, piece by piece. So here are all the pieces featured inside the Feral Geist model, aka the Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. So we have 2 arms, we have the skull head and the body attached to the gravestone. I'm going to start with the arms, then we'll take a look at the head, and then finally the body, and we'll give our final review on that. So here is one of the arms. Let's take a little spin around the piece. Let's have ourselves a good look at it. So, I don't see any really bad mold lines. There's a few little obvious ones here and there, but they're very small and very clean, very, very nice. The hands are quite detailed. They're all separated, so you could potentially bend them how you want them. I'm not going to do that right now. There's a little bit of sprue stuff, but it's looking okay. The detail's all there. You can see the holes in the robes. A nice big nub, so for you guys at home who hate pinning like myself, it should be pretty good to get in there and hold. So very nice. The pointy finger arm. Let's take another spin, see if there's any issues with it. So just like the other hand, nice detailed fingers, they're all there. This one's a little bent and goofy. Might have to correct it. Maybe it's meant to be like that, but it looks kind of bizarre the way it's bent. The robe is nice and detailed. There's the holes again. There's a mold line though right down through here that follows along the finger, which isn't too bad because it's nice and rounded, so a little shave away and it should be good. Yeah. Again, pretty nice. Let's look at the actual face of the Geist. Very, very cool. This was one of the pieces that I'm looking forward to painting up and converting the most. It plugs in nicely. It looks like it's going to plug in nice to where it sits within the model, which is very, very pleasing. I hate when you have to spend a lot of time repairing and shaving and adding stuff to the miniature just to get it assembled. It increases the amount of time it takes to get to the table, and it just is not a fun process. All of his teeth are there. They're a little hard to look at and see, but maybe with some base coat it'll make them a little clearer. Nice deep recesses for the eye sockets, which is very, very cool, especially if you guys like to do light sourcing and all that, or even LEDs. Looking for mold lines here. There's a bad one along the back, but this stuff all plugs into the back, so you won't see it. But nothing along the front or along the teeth. I thought there would be one right down the center here. Maybe there is. No, not really. There's one kind of down the underbelly, but again, really small, really easily repaired. It's a very detailed, nice little piece to that face. And finally, the main shebang. So let's take a little spin around this mini. Take a look at all the details and all the issues. We're already seeing some problems with this, which disappoint me extremely and frustrate me. Detail on the mini is really nice. It's got an awesome gravestone. The swoosh and like all the bony parts underneath its robe look very clean. Looks like it's going to be really fun to paint and get those details in. Some nice gradients and dirtiness and stuff on the cape. You can see his ribs and all of his bones right underneath the mini, leading up into his face, right there. Normally I hate when a mini is resin and metal. However, I appreciate it when both limbs that are metal or a different material are actually both different material, because I do not like when one is resin and one is metal, because you can clearly always tell which one was the metal piece because it doesn't have as deep a recesses and as deep a detail. Let's address some of the elephants in the room on this one. Some pink elephants. We got a giant sprue cut right here. Really, really bad because it goes right over top of the deep creases here. When we go to remove this, it's going to leave a huge gap and look really bizarre with the rest of the mini. So that's going to be a pain in the ass to fix. The same with this piece here. It's in a part that's a valley. So it means that when we go to cut this away, it's going to be a bump that we're going to have to try and shave down and cut away slowly over time. So that's really, really, really disappointing in a miniature that pretty much costs like 20-30 bucks essentially. Not something I want to see, not something I want to deal with constantly. The texture itself of the resin or the plastic, whatever it's made out of, feels lighter than before. Feels lighter than the swamp siren. It has a softness to it. It feels very soft. It's still rigid enough that it's not gonna, bend on you or break, but still different. I don't see any bad mold lines beside those injection things, so overall, even this one down here is fine because we can cut that away and just stick it on whatever base we're going to be putting it on. So what do I think about this miniature right here? The quality of the mini is there. The quality is there. The detail is there. This is going to be really fun to paint, but I'm not too pleased about these sprue markers and these giant, huge mold removals that we'll have to do in repair jobs on the on the Geist. So here are my final thoughts and comments on this month's Minicrate featuring the Geist of Christmas Yet to Come. The contents of the package was very, very clean, very nice. It was a good surprise, a nice little surprise for the VIP members who got a $25 off coupon for a gargantuan model. It's going to come very handy for ordering that Dracodile coming up in January. The miniature itself is very detailed. It's a little messy along the resin plastic areas. I'm really disappointed in the fact that it has these giant sprue removals to take off, like really badly clipped and positioned. We're going to have to spend a lot of time redetailing and adding green stuff and cleaning up those areas. It's going to be a tough one to do. Besides that, though, it is going to be it is a great model. and I'm very, very pleased with this month's mini crate. It's something different. It feels a little cheeky, like the Swamp Siren, but it feels like they made a little bit more effort in terms of presentation of the model, unlike the Plaid Piper Award in the previous mini crate. I'm really looking forward to the future of the mini crates, and if this is an example of what kind of stuff to expect in terms of the detail and the pose slash sculpt of the mini, very, very, very excited about. Privateer Press needs to clean up their plastic and resin models, especially where they position the injections on, because some of this stuff is just absolutely ridiculous to try and repair and pull off, especially for a display mini and something that costs anywhere from 20 to 25 bucks. It's just a little, it's a real shame, honestly. Where would I rank the current 3 mini crates that have been released? My number 1 is the Swamp Siren. It was a great mini, very detailed. It was a different take on a heavy war beast, which is very, very cool. Rank 2, Feral Geist. I really like the Feral Geist. It's a nice, clean sculpt, minus obviously the sprue issues. And rank 3 for me is the Plaid Piper Award. It fell short in terms of something different. It just felt like, oh, let's do a female version, and that's it. There was no pizzazz behind it like the other 2. So that's my final thoughts and comments on the Feral Geist as is and the rankings of the current mini crates that have been released. We will see you guys next month for our next mini crate adventure.